What's up, guys? You got me back at the beach again today. Just got off work, just in time for sunset. Literally just got here. Look at that. Ooh, it's just going over the horizon, just going down. And there's a lot of debris over here too. We had a storm or something crazy come through the past couple days, and it is freezing. It's cold for Florida, so I got the hoodie out, you know. And yeah, what are we gonna do about our lame duck politicians that have shown time and time again that they could give a shred of a shit about the people that they were elected to represent? And you know, this obviously isn't the first government shutdown we've dealt with. I mean, it's actually, I guess, common, but this is by far, in my opinion, the most significant one, because it has to do with not only just like the safety and security of our country, but the future of our country. Like, our country as we know it could be falling apart. I mean, it's impossible to overstate how important it is to lock down the border and get some kind of immigration process that makes sense. You know, something logical, something with reason, something that's to the satisfaction of the American people. It's just insane to me that we've made it this far before finally something really gets done. And you know, the reason why I said earlier that I feel it's kind of, this falls on Trump a little bit too, is because, and maybe you guys know more than I do, why the hell did Trump wait so long to get this done? You know, he passed a lot of legislation. I was just thinking earlier today, like reminiscing on how much I've learned in 2018 and how much I've seen get passed. And, you know, Trump's done a lot of great things, but why didn't he prioritize the wall? You know, he got the new trade deal with Canada and Mexico. He did the North Korea summit. He did the Russian summit. He cut taxes. He did a lot of stuff in 2018, but the big fish for him to reel in was border wall construction, and it didn't get done. And now we're on the verge of Democrats taking over in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? It's going to be majority Democrats in the House. So I feel like we're just gonna kick the can down the road. Hopefully something will get done. I don't know what they're doing today. I mean, obviously the shutdown is going to continue, but I mean, we all know that if Trump doesn't get this border wall, he's not getting reelected. Do you really think that Trump's going to win in 2020 if construction of the border wall has not started, like legitimately funded? Now, another thing I want to address is how I have not yet donated to the GoFundMe. And I'm going to tell you why. Again, I'm going to restate why. The reason why I did not fund the wall or donate to fund the wall is because I've already paid money. I've already paid that in taxes. Like, what is my tax money going towards? What are your tax dollars going towards? Like, haven't you already paid in taxes? And then the second thing is, okay, if I donate to this Fund the Wall project, is that not a tax write-off for me? So that's tax deductible. I believe that's tax deductible, which means I get a break on it on my tax return, which means that money's just going to get transferred anyway. So what is the point? I get the point of doing it. I mean, it definitely shows, everyone, it shows the government that we don't need them. We don't need them to forcefully take money from us. We will voluntarily give our money. So if you have the mindset like I do, where you believe in a small government, a limited government, and a voluntary system where people pay into it voluntarily and get things done via the private sector and free market, then you should be pretty happy with the fact that we've been able to raise so much money in just a short period of time. You know, that the donations are just coming in. Like, when I was looking at it last night, I hit refresh every like 5-6 minutes, and it was going up by hundreds of thousands of dollars, not just a few dollars. It was like thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars as far as the donations. So what does that tell you? That tells you we don't need the government. We don't need them. I mean, I'm all fine having them there for military, law enforcement, fire department, you know, hell, you know, streets and that kind of stuff that everyone benefits from, but we don't need it for welfare. You know, we don't need it for Planned Parenthood. I'm not going to ever utilize Planned Parenthood, so why do I pay for it? That's my point. Like, if I'm going to give money to anybody, I should have say-so as far as where that money goes and what it's spent on. And when Pelosi and Schumer talk about Trump's not getting his wall, first of all, it's not Trump's wall. It's our wall. Trump is in office because people put him in office to do a job. You know, and I tell people that a lot too. I say, get past Trump's personality and think of Trump as the plumber. Do you care if your plumber is nice or mean, or if he comes from a good background? No, you care about him doing the job. You care about him cleaning the pipes, unclogging your drain. That's what you hire a plumber to do a job. That is how our elected officials, we should be looking at them that way, instead of putting them on some pedestal like they're holier than thou. Therefore, you know, they have to uphold to some standard and be like these, you know, have a halo and angel wings. Who cares about that? Trump was hired to do a job, and for the most part, he's done that job. But again, that big fish that he's got to reel in is the freaking border wall. If the border wall doesn't get built, say goodbye to America as you know it, because illegals will continue to flood in. And it's also signals to these countries that, yeah, America, they're not serious about keeping us out. They can't even decide on building a wall or not. There are people who want us there. You know, California saying, hey, come on over. And their caravans will keep flooding in. Democrats will ballot harvest. And pretty soon, Texas will flip blue. Florida will flip blue. You guys, I've talked about this so many times. If we don't get the big stuff taken care of, all the little things that we're trying to get done, none of it matters. None of it matters. Education reform, prison reform, it doesn't matter. Welfare reform, none of that shit matters if you have open borders, because you don't have a country. So I just had to rant about that because it really makes me mad. It makes me so angry that there are people who get to make decisions, a small amount of people who get to make decisions that affect hundreds of millions of people, hundreds of millions. And with their mainstream media cartel, they can just craft the narrative and spin it and lie to you and tell you that you shouldn't believe your lying eyes. These are refugees. They're not invaders. You should welcome them with open arms. And if you don't, you have no soul, and we will shame you for it. You xenophobic nationalists, you Hitler minions. They do that a lot, you know. It's kind of pathetic that so many people. Hold on, guys. I got a text message coming in. Nah, it's not a big deal. You know, this is why we have to. And there's only so much we can do. You know, I talk a lot, but that's just me venting frustrations, because we can't really do a whole lot other than vote these people out. But I would be so down with I'm going to silence this phone. It's vibration. I would be so down for a peaceful, of course, yellow vest style protest gathering of patriots, Americans from all walks of life getting together, going to DC, standing outside and demanding that they build our wall and do what we tell them to do. You know, the government should be scared of the people, not the other way around. So if you guys are with me, let me know. Should we do something like that? Because it's only going to get worse from here. Trump was the saving grace. Imagine if Hillary were in there right now. If Hillary were in there right now, we wouldn't have withdrew from the Paris Accord. We definitely would have signed that global migrant compact. And we'd have open borders everywhere. There'd be people all over the country just flooding in. just flooding in. She would have expanded welfare. She would have passed a bunch of legislation that just treads on everybody. And of course, she would have stacked the Supreme Court with 2 activist judges. You know, we're lucky we got Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. But imagine if Hillary were in there. So that's how close we came to losing this country. And I didn't even understand this. I didn't realize this until probably like 6 months ago. You know, I didn't know that America was like that close to crumbling, and like we were literally the last country in the world where freedom exists. We're not truly free. I've covered that before too. But, you know, it's kind of like, damn, we were really, really close to losing the country. And it's crazy that 2019 is going to get interesting. I'll just say that much. I don't know what's going to happen in 2019 once the Democrats take office, but it's going to be a bumpy ride to 2020 and Trump's re-election. Again, I don't know how likely it is that he gets re-elected if the wall isn't built. That's just the truth of the matter. It's going to be really hard to imagine people lining up to vote for him when that was like the big thing that he promised. That was his biggest promise, by far the biggest campaign promise, was building the wall. So I'm gonna wrap up. It's pretty cold. It's gonna get dark here in probably like less than 10 minutes. Once that sun goes down, it gets dark quick. But I love coming to the beach, man, because this is where I get my thoughts flowing. If I could do every live stream from the beach, trust me, I would. I mean, it's beautiful scenery, it's fresh air, it clears my mind. You know, it's great scenery for you guys, right? But again, let me also say this, okay? You guys are the best supporters I could possibly ask for. But I need more support from you guys. I need you to subscribe to my backup channel, okay? Sub to the backup channel, because censorship is getting out of control. I felt like for a while there, I had kind of been flying under the radar. You know, other channels have gotten channel strikes. Anthony Brian Logan just got one. Truth or Talk has had one. Conservative Mexican has had a bunch, I feel like. And, you know, they're purging much larger channels too. Facebook and YouTube have, first of all, YouTube has demonetized like my last 3 videos. Facebook has significantly shadow banned and reduced the reach, limited the reach of my posts. So I need you guys to support my backup channels. When I say, like, hey guys, get over there and support it. And also, as far as like donations go, with it being demonetized, the only way I could make money off of it would be through donations. PayPal, Patreon, what's the other one? There's another one. I'm blanking. Venmo, maybe, I don't know. But there's not many ways for YouTubers to actually make a profit off of making videos. And I would love to do this full time. I would love to really talk about the hard-hitting topics. But when I do that, I get my channel, or I get my video demonetized. So it's kind of like I tread lightly with a channel as big as this one. So with the backup channel, I can kind of cover those topics because I'm still getting the message out there. I'm still getting the information out there, but I'm not worried, or I'm not at the risk of losing it, because it's not about money. So I would love to do this full time. You know, I swear I was going to cover some other stuff too, just randomly when I decide to go live. I saw that Al Sharpton says he thinks Travis Scott, the rapper, should boycott or not perform at the Super Bowl because of the racism in the NFL, the NFL owners. Like, I thought we buried this. I seriously did. I'm not gonna lie. It was over. I thought that we were past the whole he's being discriminated against. NFL owners are so racist. Asked it, but apparently we haven't, because Al Sharpton his mouth again. Okay, so if Travis Scott wants to perform for the Super Bowl, let him do it. It's about his career. And oh, by the way, he doesn't have to agree and think the way you want him to. LeBron James also said, I just watched an ABL video, so it's kind of fresh on my mind. LeBron James just said that NFL owners have like a slave mentality. Like, what? All these millionaires, you're talking about slavery? Get out of here, man. LeBron James is the most useful idiot the left has. He is so dumb. They bait him into saying ridiculous, retarded stuff like the NFL owners are racist and you know, we should boycott them because of Colin Kaepernick. Like, the NBA is so much more woke. Like, man, it's ridiculous, guys. It's sad. The NFL is the only place that I know of, the only employer where you can be a literal felon and still make millions. You can beat up women, you can smoke weed, you can get in high-speed chases, you can just act a freaking fool and keep your job, even though you're in the public eye, you're in the spotlight, you represent the team that you play for all the time, even when you're not wearing the jersey. You can act an asshole and keep your job and make millions. Nowhere else can you do that. Nowhere else can you do that. Not to mention, they always talk about how it's racist because Colin Kaepernick sucked. Michael Vick killed dogs, went to prison, cleaned his image up, came back in the NFL and played. You know why? Because Michael Vick is actually talented. Michael Vick was humbled. Colin Kaepernick is just a big, fat SJW. So, who cares? Who cares if he doesn't get a job in the NFL? He wasn't good, and he's an SJW. That's distracting. So, where are the keys? I gotta go, guys. I really want to stay live and keep talking, but that's not a good idea while I'm driving. So, for those of you that want, I will probably live stream later on the new channel. So, please sub to Mike Nivsent Uncut. And yeah, because there's some. I'm not done ranting yet. There's this guy that's he's been subbed to my channel. He's been subbed to both of my channels, I guess, for a while. But I just started seeing his comments pop up. His name's like RBR Network or some. The dude is a clown. He is a clown. But rather than block him, I'm actually going to use his negativity for energy. I'm going to feed off of it because he makes really stupid and ignorant comments. And it's really funny. He's always talking about racism and white man this and white man that. And if you look at his channel, RBR Network, I guess, or something like that. If you look at his channel and his videos, he's just an angry black dude. His like to dislike ratio on his videos is significantly backwards. We'll just say that. There's more people that don't like his videos than do. So it's kind of funny. But he keeps commenting on my videos and he's making straw man arguments and he's talking about racism this, racism that. He's one of those victimcrats. But yeah. So yeah, guys. Again, backup channel. Please sub to it. Please like this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.